Hey Internet, today's topic is which friend took the longest to meet using the inverse Dijkstra algorithm. This video is a tribute to the late Professor Reinhard who taught me Advanced Calculus 4. He sadly passed away from cancer. So basically, this is going to be a friendship network tree. And as I speak and go through this tree, it's going to get more and more complex. So I've got like a color key. My apologies if you're colorblind. Uh, I'm probably not going to subtitle this video because it's going to get really long and complex. Okay, so starting with me. So, okay, we got pack and save. That's like my part-time job. So you got these groups of friends. You got Caleb, Isaiah, Chris B, Jeff, Dallas, Mai, Raf, Cole. Okay, so OPS, that's like primary school. Just for privacy reasons, I've only put their first name and last name initial. So from primary school, got Tegan B, Deborah P, William B, Clarence, I actually don't know his last name, Hamish A, Ashley L, question mark. I'm not sure when I met her. I know it's like around primary school, intermediate, and then Brian M, Matt B. So Matt B is in red because he's one of the initial links to a lot of people. So, oh yeah, so I should probably do the color code right. Green is places, blue is classes, red is initial link, black is just link, and then for every link or sublink, it's like +1. You'll understand what +1 is in a moment. Actually, you know what? I'll explain what Dijkstra's algorithm is. So Dijkstra's algorithm is the path optimization algorithm. So you just want to get the shortest path. So for that definition, pack and save or OPS would be the shortest path. But since we're doing the inverse, we're trying to find which friend takes the longest. Okay, so I'll also put a wiki link on Dijkstra's algorithm as well, just in case you're actually into math. I know like there's probably one of you that's into math. And also if you're just happen to stumble on this video because you searched Dijkstra's algorithm, my apologies, this video probably won't help you study. If anything, it will confuse you even more. So feel free to click off this video and good luck on your search for Dijkstra's algorithm. Another reason why I chose this algorithm that the professor taught me, it's because it's one of those algorithms that require like nearly no math at all, like just simple addition. So that's why I'm using this algorithm as a tribute to the late professor. So okay, back to OPS, the primary school. So crossing guard, that's where I met PJ. Yeah, he's just there, partly because I forgot to leave put him in here. So Matt B moves on to ROI, so that's like intermediate, that's like middle school for you international viewers. So in intermediate, Matt introduced, well, I met Satya through Matt, I guess. And then from middle school, I went to an internet cafe, which then I met Liam F. So he's, and yes, I labeled him social networker because he makes friends with everyone. So yeah, he's basically friends with almost everyone there. Okay. So from intermediate / middle school, went to high school, so OHS. And then from there, I met a a group called S Block. So S Block is basically like a area where we all hang out. And then so Matt was also the one in that group who introduced me to these groups of people. So Cass M, Andrew C, Nevi S, James B, James D, Arvin, not sure his last name, Sam B, Poima P, Boas F. Cool. I put Jono separate because he's like another initial, well, he's not so much an initial, but he furthered the plot. But let me just explain, go through the high school bit first. Okay, so I met Rob P. He's sort of just an outlier, which is weird because he knows all these people as well. But he didn't really make a connection. Forgive me, Rob. Also, friends, if you're watching and if I left you out, my bad. Like, you're just outside of my Dunbar scope. So if you don't know what the Dunbar scope is, that's like the amount of friends you can maintain at a certain time. The number's usually about 150, sometimes more, sometimes less. Okay, so through high school, I met Ozea U, Harrison G, Simon W, Mark H. So I put an initial link because through Harrison, I met, well, he met Hamish. We're sort of like, well, this is sort of like the anime otaku group, I guess. And then through Liam, I met Moss B, Simon H, Tamati W. Liam also got me into RuneScape, which then has another connection to Tamati. Okay. So, after high school, Jono helped me get an apprenticeship, which then led me to OI Glass, which then I met these friends. So Darren, Scott, Ray, Kelly, Kale, Ravi, Kaysan, Romeo, Romelu, Julian, Jojo. Okay. They're cool dudes. Jumping back to RuneScape, I forgot. Yeah. Alistair A, Edward W, and Eve. I met Alistair and Ed like in real life, well, semi-real life. We're friends on, yeah, we're, you know what I mean. Like, we sort of met, sort of not, like not real life, but we kind of know each other in real life. Yeah, Eve, she's just an online friend, I think. I think she's like a London school teacher. That's what I told. That's what she told me before she quit the game. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm just jumping all over the place. As you can see, this friendship map / network, it's going to get way more complicated. So through OI Glass, I met Dom B. Now, he was the major inspiration for me to pursue an engineering degree. So from here, I went to AUT. I studied a foundation certificate for engineering. So from there, I met Jason M, Owen L, Liam W. They're all interconnected. I also met Hannah T. I met Ephraim N. I met Isaac R. So from Hannah, Ephraim, Isaac, I met, so through Isaac, I met 1O. I also met Paul A. We'll get to him a little bit later. So Ephraim N pursued a different engineering degree. I think he's civil. I met Sebastian J through Ephraim N, like just by an offhand conversation, I believe. And then through Sebastian, I met Ryan C and Zach F. These guys are electrical. Okay, now you can see the complexity. It's starting to get way more complicated. Okay, so I'm studying mechanical engineering degree. That's why Hannah's linked to here. Excuse me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. So, so with Paul A, I first met Saga S. So they were just like hanging around together, and I think I laughed at Saga's joke when he was next to Paul. So that's how I met Saga. So, um, so the blue boxes are classes, obviously. Uh, with thermodynamics, I met Danielle Y. She is a TA, probably a professor. Well, I would say lecturer, because you need to have multiple degrees to be a professor. So, okay, so she'll be a PhD. She is a PhD candidate, and she'll probably be a lecturer when this video is finished, I think. Okay, and through her, I met Josh B. Now, so solid mechanics, I met Jerem DG, also met Haneen A through Hannah T, and then engineering methodology, I met Amy Y and Trang P through Sebastian J. I also met Nick J Surfer, who's friends with Haneen as well, and also I guess I left out, he is friends with Natasha D, which I'll get on to now. I met Natasha in the library. On a separate note, I used the library to study for solid mechanics, which then I met Monique C, which then she introduced me to Yaz Y, Renzo, and Megs. Now, Natasha D is friends with Caroline P, but I actually met Caroline in Engineering Materials 1. Okay, now all these blue boxes are linked back to the mechanical engineering degree. Okay, so with Calculus 1, I met Daniel S, who's also friends with Monique C. Daniel S introduced me to Zvier S. Hold. Okay, sorry. I just keep pausing because I'm trying to catch my breath and just trying to like clear my throat as well. Okay, so in Calculus 2, I also met Alison H. In Calculus 3, surprisingly, I didn't actually meet anyone. In Calculus 4, I met Reinhard, which is the professor. I consider him, although he's not like a friend, but you know, he is the subject matter. So I'll include him in this tree diagram network. Yeah, there's different things to call it, but it's basically a network, right? A tree network. Cool. So that's Reinhardt. So engineering materials. Oh yeah. So from there I met Victor I. He is legendary in that paper because there was a Michael Phelps incident. So he's actually quite legendary in the whole AUT engineering community. Okay, so back to Natasha. We have Amelia B, which I met at engineering management, and I also met Ash C. Now from here, we can go to mechanical design and robotics. which are all linked back to the mechanical degree. So for robotics, I met Reinhard B. For mechanical design, I met James H. Plays League. I met Dan L. I met Ash Neil D. They're all interlinked because we worked on project together. So, mechanisms and dynamics of machinery. I think in this paper I met the most friends because this paper was so hard that everybody had to team up. It is like an Avenger level kind of, it's an Avengers level threat because half the class didn't make it. I was one of them. But I came back next sem on your left. So, okay, I digress. So, Mech and Die, we'll just call it that because it just sounds better, and because, yeah, half the class died, basically. Right. So this is kind of semi-complex. So I met Patrick in Mech and Die, who then met Saga through me, I think. Then Patrick introduced Dylan S and Oscar M. Again, back to Mech and Die. Tanner G introduced me to Nick VDG, Red Bull. For all intensive purposes, we just call Nick the god of engineering. He's god of mechanical, but pretty much he's just the god of engineering. Okay. So, yep, I also met Scott B, Andy S, Ernest, Aaron M, Isaac the second time around. I met Divya R through Haneen. Yep. And then I met Josh C and Lachlan C second time around as well. Lachlan has a connection to RuneScape, but he plays a different version to mine, but I guess I'm not sure why I put that there. Okay. Did I miss anyone? Okay, right. So now we go all the way back to Saga. So through Mech and Die, we go back to Saga, and then through Saga, he introduced me to AJ. So then AJ introduced me to Liam F, who is a biorobotics god. And then, yeah, so basically AJ's a mini introducer. He introduced me to Bryce S, Bas P, Mark S, Josh H, Tarquin S, and then Saga also introduced me to Romney K, who is married to Amelia B. Okay, so now you'll probably notice there's some random numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4. They represent how many steps it took for me to meet these people. So now the purple box indicates the winners, or the friends that took the longest to for me to meet. So in first place, I guess they're tied because they both come in 10 steps. So 8, 9, 10. So we have Yazwai, Renzo, and Migs. And then, so that's like, so 7. So 8, 9, 10. So they are tied. So Justin W and Wayne S. So these are the 5 friends that took the longest to meet using the inverse Dijkstra algorithm. Okay. Thanks for watching. Hope you had a great day. Be sure to like, subscribe, share with your friends, ring the bell, turn on all notifications. Until next time, see ya.